Many people in the past were very superstitious, and that includes the Saxons. Now, superstitious people often use lucky charms and types of magic to keep themselves safe. Now, the Saxons were very good at making jewellery, and we often find jewellery from the Saxons with hidden messages. Now, their messages were very special because they used an alphabet called a runic alphabet. Now, the runes don't look like our A, B and C. And not only do they make the jewellery look special, but some Saxons believed that the runes themselves, these very letters, were magical as well. So imagine, you could make a ring and inside the ring have some hidden words in these special Saxon runes. And they could say something like, "With the magic of these runes, keep me safe in battle." Or, "With the magic of these runes, stop the bleeding." There's actually a ring that says that. Now, you're going to make an Anglo Saxon necklace using these magical runes. So be thinking about a magical word that you might put onto your amulet. Now, amulet means lucky charm. So this is what you should have. You should have one of these. You've got a mat. Now the mat does have all of the alphabet and the Saxon runes. It's also got some instructions on the back in case you forget any of the things I'm telling you. What it's really good to have is a bit of scrap paper and a pencil. I'll show you why in a minute. We'll put that over there. You should have a piece of sandpaper, an engraving tool called a chaser or a tracer, sharp point. You've got your necklace thread and a shiny piece of pewter. Now this is a lovely metal. It's what we call a semi-precious metal, and it stays shiny and it's soft. Now that does mean we're able to work it easily. Now you can imagine yourself as a famous smith. A smith means somebody who works with metal. Wayland the Smith is a very famous Anglo-Saxon smith. Great story about him. Now, I would say the first thing to do is get rid of these sharp, pointy corners. So, your mat is useful because it will protect your desk or wherever you're working. The sandpaper, if you pin it down there on the mat and work on each corner, rubbing them backwards and forwards. Now this is a good technique. Watch my elbow. As I rub backwards and forwards, elbow goes up, elbow goes down, elbow goes up and down. Now that's getting a nice rounded corner. Obviously, there are 4 corners here. So you're going to need to do this 4 times. Now, it's one of my top tips. You can check your corners by looking at them. You're looking for a smooth, rounded corner and no little sharp bits. You can feel them as well. That will help you decide if it's ready. Your corners are nice and smooth. I think mine are smooth enough. Now at this point, it's a really good idea to use the scrap paper. I'm going to draw around my amulet a few times to get the same shape. Now this is useful because before you engrave your metal, you get a chance to practice. And it might be the first time you've tried to work on something this small. Now what are we going to put on there? Well, on one side you're definitely going to put your name, but disguise your name in Saxon runes. And on the other side, you're probably going to put some sort of magical power. What could mine be? I might put something like courage. It's quite a long word. I'd have to use very small runes, but courage, brave, or speed. I could chase my enemies through the battlefield, or even fly above the battle. How about that? Lots of ideas there for my magical word. Now, on the scrap paper, practice first drawing a little rectangular border. This means you've got an area in your border which you can then do your runes inside. Now, around the border, you can practice doing these Saxon, well, intricate designs. If you have a look on this map, you can see some really nice interwoven, it looks like string, tied up with string, or basket work, or very, very clever. They're very famous for fantastic work. So take your time with the designs. Very intricate, interwoven designs. Maybe some zoomorphic designs. Now, zoomorphic means you have some complex, wavy patterns, but perhaps if you look at it carefully, you notice that it turns into an animal. Morph means change. So changing into an animal. Starts one end, twisty rope. Ends the other end, ferocious serpent. Just an idea. Now, inside one of mine, I'm going to do my name, Tynwald Smallbeard. Now, that's far too many runes to fit inside, so I'll probably go for Tynwald. I would use my mat to convert the letters T, I, and M, and so on, Tynwald, into one of the boxes in the middle of my design with the patterns on the outside. So I will practice now, so I'm used to working at a small scale. Well, I'm quite happy with my designs. Another great Saxon design to add in there, and I've done a few on mine, is concentric circles. It just means a circle and another little circle inside, and if you can manage that, another circle or a dot inside that one, almost like a target. And we find those on many, many Saxon jewels that we discover even nowadays. So I've practiced now. I'm used to working in a small area like that. I've got my ideas. I've got fly in ancient Saxon runes, and I've got Tynwald on the other side. I'm probably confident enough now to transfer my design onto the pewter. Now, don't forget, of course, go slowly, because you can't undo a scratch. And this is what this does. It scratches onto the pewter. So I'm going to start with my border, my box. Nice, slow, hard press. And I have a rectangle. Nice space around for my border. I think I will stick with my plan. I've got my zoomorphic serpents coming down one side. in and out, wavy pattern. It's also good to be practicing on the border before you do your runes, because I'm less likely now to make a mistake on the runes, and the runes are the important bit. Timwold. I don't want to get this bit wrong. Riding around on my horse with a wrong spelling for my own name, that wouldn't be very Saxon, would it? Timwold. Now there's plenty of room around the outside for some concentric circles. Again, pressing nice and hard and slowly. I put another design on this side. I'm going to use some triangular shapes along the border. It could almost look like teeth. And then I'm going to turn it over. And that's when I'm going to use my other side, my other design, which is my special power, my magical word. This, I hope, will help me to fly above the battlefield. If I put fly in Saxon runes, of course. F, L, Y. Oh, I wonder if it's going to work. I hope you're thinking of words that you're going to put onto your special amulet. Again, I'm going to add some intricate designs. If I run out of ideas, I might have a look at the mat, because it's got some great designs there. I can see the concentric circles. I see some swirly circles on the neck of what looks like a dragon. There's a beautiful horse there. I might try and do the horse, this horse here, which is still, you can still see this horse now. It's up on that hill there, over in Berkshire in England. I'm going to do the horse. I'm going to do a tail, his neck. Very important symbol, the horse, for the Saxons. Nice. Well, I think I'm ready to get this around my neck. So, some of you, of course, are very capable and will be stringing your amulet onto this thread without my help. But look, I'm going to show you a nice, neat way of doing this. Get out of the way. So, now, I'm going to get the two ends like this. The two ends together, and I'm going to push the two ends of the string through the hole in my amulet, and I'm going to pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull until there's just a little loop left. Look, just a little loop there. Holding on to those two ends, I'm going to put them through that loop, and if I pull, holding the amulet, the two ends of the string there, really nicely tied, and that way your amulet will always sit flat on your chest and not sideways. And a very simple knot here. Again, if you have a knot that you like to use, do it now. But if not, two ends together, wrap it once around your finger, like that. Take your finger out, so wrap it once like that. Take your finger out, there's a loop there, and I'm going to take these two ends through the loop and pull it tight. Now, that knot is a very good knot. It can't undo unless you undo it yourself. Wow, here's the moment of truth. Will this amulet make me fly? Not this time. But maybe it only works in battle. Good luck with yours.